Are you a new player to RF4? Well, if you are, I have some tips and tricks to share with you today, and hopefully these will help you along your journey in RF4. So without any further ado, let's get into tip number one. All right, tip number one, the color of your lure and spiker matters. Okay, so if it's a bright sunny day out, you're going to want to use light colors, all right? If it's dark or late at night, you're going to want to use darker colors. And the reason for that is, it even tricked me at the beginning too, because in my theory, you want to use bright colors during the night because they would stand out, right? If you're using a darker color, the fish may not see it properly, right? But if you use a really, really light color, it's going to pop out really bright in the water, right? So the fish are going to see it. But in this game, it's a little bit different, and I understand why they did this. It makes total sense. So how it actually works is that if it's really dark at night, it's pitch black out, right? If you have a darker lure in the water, it's more natural looking for the fish. So even though they might not be able to see it that well, it's natural, right? If you have a really bright color in the water when it's really dark outside, that's not natural. The fish are not stupid, okay? Well, maybe I thought they were at first, but they're not stupid, okay? They actually are very smart. So if they see a really bright color in the water, they're going to know something's up. So I didn't know that was real life too, but that is. So they kind of put real life into this game, a lot of aspects of it, and that's what I love about this game. It's all about real life. But yeah, so you want to use darker colors at night and lighter colors during the day, okay? You have to blend in. If you don't blend in, the fish pick up, okay? You got to give more credit. So that's tip number one. On to tip number two. Tip number two, unless you're fishing for sturgeon, pike, or char, always use a fluorocarbon leader. And the reason why is that fluoro equals invisibility. So if you have a fluorocarbon leader on, it's going to be basically invisible in the water, and the fish will not see the leader. Just like real life again, if you, except for pike, they bite anything. But if you say if you're fishing for trout, right? Or I only fish with trout up here, so that's why I'm saying trout. But if you fish with trout, especially, if you use a thick leader, right, or a braided leader, something like that, they're not going to bite the hook. They some still might, but most won't. You know, the shyer the fish, they're more smarter, right? The shyer the fish, the smarter they are. So you want to make sure for the shy fish, you want to use a fluorocarbon leader, as that will basically make the leader invisible, and then they're going to bite it, right? They're going to think it's natural looking, and they're just going to swallow it whole. All right. So you want 60 centimeters, but you can only get up to 11.6 kilograms and 20 centimeters in the tackle store. If you're wondering on how to make your own customized, I'll show you really quick here, right? So if you go to crafting, we go to leaders here. Let's go to common. This right here will tell you how long they are. So if this is 60 centimeters, right? If you go to this one, it's 55, and so on. So that's how you tell. You're going to need a fishing tool, okay? It's like pliers. The material is going to be line, all right? If you want fluorocarbon line, this is what I use for the 19 kilograms, the most popular by far leader right here. So you can find this in a tackle store under fluorocarbon line. So you put this in, go to accessories. It could be 80 kilograms snap and swivels. It doesn't matter. It'll come out as 19 kilograms. As long as your snap and swivels, it's so funny to say that. Anyways, if you're using snap and swivels, you want to make sure the kilogram is above your line. Like I said before, it doesn't matter if it's 80 to 1,000 kilograms. It'll work as long as it's above the kilogram of the line. Okay, so you put this in, all right, make it, and then magic's going to happen, all right? Boom, 19 kilograms. There you go, 60 centimeters. This tool is around 300 silver, so you might have to save up a little bit. But yeah, that's how you make the 60 centimeter leaders. A lot of you have been asking for that, so that's how. All right, so on to tip number... Oh, actually, you know what? No, before we go on tip number 3, there's still a couple things I want to say about the fluorocarbon leaders, all right? So one thing I wanted to mention about the fluorocarbon leaders is that if you use 60 centimeters, all right, 60 centimeter fluorocarbon leader, that's going to make the leader a little bit stronger. And I believe, I'm not sure, but I do have the feeling that it does make the bite rate go a little bit higher. I don't think it's confirmed, but studying the game a little bit, I believe that the bite rate does go up a little bit if you use a 60 centimeter fluorocarbon leader. So yeah, there we go. That's what I wanted to say. On to tip number 3. All right, tip number 3, understanding coffee, tea, and hot chocolate. All right, what are they good for and how do you make them? Okay, so we are at the campfire. We are at the cozy camp. We got the tent going on over there. We got some fish drying over here. This is a good old time right here. Okay, anyways, so to start a campfire, you're going to need matches and wood. Okay, both you can get at the hardware store. So if we go to inventory, no, not that. If we go here, so type in wood. Yeah, so this is the wood right here you want. Again, you can get this at the hardware store. Okay, you can also get the matches. Okay, there we go. Right here. Again, hardware store. So that's how you light the fire. And remember to get them before you come to camp. Okay, I've came to camp so many times, and a lot of maps have their camps far away from the market, and oh my gosh, dude, it's you finally made it to camp and you forgot the matches and the wood. Oh, that is, I've been there before, and it's not nice. It's not good. All right, so make sure you don't forget to bring your matches and fire. All right. So once you're here, this is the tea, this is the coffee, this is the hot cocoa. All right. We all love hot cocoa, especially when it's December, Christmas time. Well, 90% of people for Christmas time, they like having hot chocolate, right? Yes. For me, I like coffee all around. But all right, so tea, you need first the tea kettle, all right? The Fiskarna tea kettle, found at the hardware store. This might cost you around 150 silver, I think. But yeah, so the pack of tea, you buy this at the grocery store, all right? So this is how you make tea. A lot of you have questions about tea. So this is there it is, all right? Hot coffee. You need the Fiskarna. Great. Serve. I'm sorry. I'm terrible at butchering names. I'm dearly sorry, all right? But the Fiskarna Sizvi. Oh, I tried. Bonus points for trying, right? So you need that, and you need coffee. I don't got any coffee at the moment, but you buy the coffee at the grocery store. Okay, there you go. Done. Hot chocolate, a hot cocoa. Same thing, I think, right? You need a package of cocoa powder and condensed milk. Condensed milk you find at the grocery store. And what do you think you buy the cocoa powder at? Any guesses? You buy it at the grocery store. But yeah, tea kettle works for this one as well. Just for the coffee, it's different. You need the, I'm not going to do the last one, the Fiskarna, all right? Yeah, you get it, okay? So yeah, so understanding what they do, okay? So the tea is going to raise your comfort level a little bit, okay? Tea is the cheapest way to go. Is it the best? No, but it gets the job done, if you know what I mean. Okay, it raises the comfort level. It'll raise your food level a tiny bit. All right, it does the job. Okay, hot coffee will really raise your energy and comfort levels. All right. Oh, that's what it does. Hot tea is more for comfort, and coffee is good for more energy. That's right. But hot tea gives you energy as well. So it's just coffee gives you a little bit more energy. But yeah, so hot coffee and tea gives you comfort, gives you energy. Also raises your food a little bit. It's just coffee. The difference from tea is that it just gives you a little bit more of a boost than tea. It's more expensive, so you got to be careful about that, all right? You can easily get carried away of buying way too much coffee, okay? If you're low level, which you are, if you're watching this, I believe, get tea for now, all right? It's don't waste your money in coffee. It's not worth it just yet, all right? You can make a marshmallow on a stick while you're here, okay? So there, that's tip number 3. We're going to be on to tip number 4. Okay, tip number 4. The more expensive the hook, the less chances of a fish falling off. Okay, so if we go to the tackle store right here, we go to hooks, you can see there's very extremely cheap hooks and there's very extremely expensive hooks. Okay, and a lot of people have questions why the hook's more expensive. Hooks are hooks. Okay, so when it comes to hooks, the more expensive the hook it's better quality, right? It's gonna come from a better manufacturer. They're gonna be made with stronger material, and yeah, so just like real life, if you buy cheap hooks, well, they're probably going to bend more. The fish might, bend it the first time completely when it bites it. And instead, if you buy like say $15 for hooks, you can get really strong hooks where it's like steel, and the fish are not going to bend it. It's not going to mess with it at all. So like this game, if you buy the Raid Series S4 right here, this is the most expensive hook, and so if you buy this one, the odds of your fish coming off the hook decreases dramatically. All right. So if you go ahead and buy a cheap hook, well, you might get a fish off fish get away every like 5 fish or 10 fish, right? It's just the chances of a fish falling off is a lot higher with the cheaper hooks. Okay. So you remember that, all right? Just because it's very intimidating, right? There's a 90-cent hook right here, and there's a 38. Which one would you prefer buying? Well, when you don't have much silver, or even if you do have a lot of silver, you're going to want to buy the 90-cent one, right? You want to save as much silver as possible, but that's not how it goes. You want to make sure you get the most expensive as possible. And well, I'm not going to say get the most expensive as possible, because the happy hook, I barely get any fish get away with this one. I'm going to say more expensive hooks, all right? You don't need this one right here, the Raid Series S4, the most expensive of the expensive, right? I would say from the happy hook on, not really. I do have a lot of fish gets away with that one, but I'd say from the happy hook, and up, all of these ones, I'm better off. If you have the silver and you want to go for the Raid Series S4 and you want to have the best chances of a fish not falling off, then by all means, go ahead and get the Raid Series S4, right? That's going to be the best bang for your buck, all right? So that's hooks. So on to tip number 5. Tip number 5, and a lot of people don't know this, but over I think 60% of the lures that's in the tackle store will tell you what fish it attracts the most. Okay, and this is a really good thing to know. So say you want to pick the hunter, right? I love using the hunter. I used to use this all the time at Corey, all the time. So say you want to go to Hunter 1, what is the Hunter 1 good for? What does it catch? I'm confused. Well, say no more. Here we are right here, all right? So it says it provokes the predator to attack it. Okay? So that means predator fish. So you gotta realize what's a predator fish. Well, predator fish could be anything from like a taimen, it could be a pike, it could be I think 7 trout might be a predator fish. Lake trout I think is a predator fish. So you got to realize, I could be wrong there, but you got to realize what is a predator fish, all right? So it gives you hints on what type of fish, it'll go for. So what else is there? This one right here too, I think, right? Yeah, so species as salmon, perch, or pike. Right there, salmon, perch, or pike. So it gives you an idea what the lure is good for, right? Where's the other one I seen? So if we go to Heaven Creek over here, this one will say chub, perch, trout, and eyed. So there you go. This one specializes in chub, perch, trout, and eyed. They all prefer this lure or spinner, right? So, a lot of you do not know this, but it's a really good thing to know. I wouldn't have known this either until one day I just decided to read the description of the lure one day and I realized it said it on there. But yeah, always make sure to look at each one. Not every lure or spinner or even wobbler is going to tell you what it goes for, but a lot will. And that's, yeah, you need to know that. All right, on to tip number, no, not 10, 6. All right, tip number 6, and I bet you 99% of you already know this, but I have to throw this in there for the beginners, all right, who just started the game, is that if you come over here, Mosquito and Winding only that have this, as far as I know, has hot food. So if you press E, you can eat for free. There you go, no money spent. So every one in-game day, you can come back here and eat free, all right? Always remember that. Silver is silver, we got to save all we can. Okay, on to tip number 7. All right, tip number 7. Volkov will always have what you're looking for in stock. Nothing ever sells out of Volkov. I could be wrong, but I'm 99% sure that I'm correct on this. But Volkov River will never be out of stock ever on any items. So instead of traveling map to map, wasting all your silver trying to find the one item that might be in stock at that map, come to Volkov. He will have your item in stock at all times. And another big factor about Volkov, everything is like 300 to 500 silver, maybe 200 silver cheaper than anywhere else on the map except for Norwegian Sea. For some reason, the marine tackle and everything there is same price as Volkov. Um, so that doesn't work. But anything else besides like the sea stuff, everything's going to be cheaper at Volkov. So it's like a 2-for-1, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You get cheaper stuff at Volkov, and you also get your items in stock here as well. So that's tip number 7. On to tip number 8. Okay, tip number 8. Weather matters. Okay, so what I mean by that, it's cloudy with a little bit of sunshine right now, right? Sun's peeking over the clouds. So cloudy right here, even with the sun peeking out of the clouds a little bit. A lot of fish prefer different temperatures, different conditions. Could be hurricane weather they like. It all depends on the fish, all right? A lot of you may not know this, all right? But there are actually some fish out there that love lightning storms, that like the heavy wind. You know, every fish is different. There's always going to be a fish that prefers different weather. One fish is going to like complete sunshine, no clouds. Another fish may like just cloudy, which is right now. Another fish, like I said, could be like, it could like hurricane weather. It could be psycho and like hurricane weather. It all depends. And another fish could like raining. So yeah, you got to be careful. A lot of the fish that you target, I'm not sure how you could tell, but one way that I think you could probably tell if they like one condition more than the other is, say if it's raining out and the one fish you're targeting is biting a lot, and then when it goes to sun, it stops biting. Well, that's going to indicate more that it's going to like prefer the rainy day, right? If you're catching a lot when it's raining, and say if it goes to cloudy, sunny, and the bite rate stops, or just not the same bite rate it was when it was raining, then the raining indicates that that was probably the time it was active. So you gotta remember, come back when it's raining. That's when they bite. So always remember, weather matters. All right, on to tip number 9. Okay, tip number 9. Buy your shovel and scooper at the hardware store. You may be wondering, what is a shovel or a scooper? Okay, so a shovel, which is down here, right here it is. Right here. So a shovel, you're going to be able to go digging for worms. If you get the high enough skill level, you can go ahead and dig for cock flares. You can rhino beetles, the top end gold tier baits. But when you're a beginner, you're going to be digging up, red worms, regular worms, casters, and all of that, right? But that gives you baits for free, okay? And who doesn't like baits for free? You don't have to go to the tackle store every single time when you run out of worms. You can just dig them up for free, okay? So that's what a shovel does. So what a scooper does, it's a little more costly, I do believe, but a scooper can allow you to get leeches, it can get you algae, all that good stuff. So basically the scooper will get, in the water stuff, and it scoops it out. The shovel will get the on land, like the dirt, bugs. So both of them will give you a lot of bait that you can use together. All right, so it's very important that you do get those, because you don't want to keep spending a lot of money on baits. That's something you do not want to do. All right, so always keep that in mind. All right, on to tip number 10. We're flying by this really fast. All right, tip number 10. All right, tip number 10. With the admin shop, you can get free tackle, and this is where you buy the map. Okay, for a water body, you press M. You need to buy a map in order to press M to view the map, and this is very handy. You don't want to get to a new map or unlock a new map, and you're running around like a chicken's head cut off, trying to find out what location you're in, what fish is biting best at this location, because you're not going to know where it is. So you want to make sure to buy a map. Some water bodies can be really expensive for maps. I paid up to I think 500 silver for a map. That's like Tunguska and all that, but they can get pretty expensive when you level up in the maps. But for like Mosquito, Oldberg, Winding, they're gonna be like 5-10 silver each or less. So you always want to make sure you pick up a map so you can know where you're going at all times and not get lost. All right. All right, so the free tackle. So you see right here, it says Y, get spare float tackle, or G, get spare spinning tackle. So you'll get a float and all that, and with the spinning, you're gonna get I think you get a free, you get a free lure or something like that as well. So press Y. You can do this every one in-game day, just like the eating. So yeah, if you run out of everything, you don't know what to do anymore, the game does have an emergency backup for you. You can get this. It's not much, but it can definitely help you out. All right, on to tip number 11. I ran out of fingers. I can't do this anymore. But tip number 11, the house. Okay, I'm not sure if you know this or not, but you have your house. And when I first started playing this game, it took me probably hours finding where this house was. Someone told me that there was a house. I had no idea what map it was on. I had no idea anywhere where it was. So I was running around like a chicken's head cut off, trying to find this place, and eventually I found it. That was like when I was first started this game, and that was hilarious. I got so frustrated. But anyways, this is the house, all right? So the house is where you can come watch TV. You can watch your taxidermy on the wall. You can listen to the radio. You can read a book. And yes, you can read a book. Okay. All right. So this is located at Mosquito Lake. All right. So come on into. Oh, okay, never mind. Enter my house. All right. Welcome, guys. Welcome to my house. So this is at Mosquito Lake. As you can see, look at my juicy red Starburst carp trophy. Oh, baby. That is really nice. We got our Atlantic football fish. Look at that sexy. I was going to say, but I'm not going to say that. Look at the sexy mother. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. All right. Look at this frame side carp. Blue tag, 41 kilograms. All right, I'll stop showing up. I'm so sorry. Okay, so when I told you can read a book, you can. Look at that. You got my own picture right there, dude. Look at that. I want that for my room. I want that for my room. Dude, that is such a nice picture. I want that for my room, man. Wow, that's really nice. Yep. Okay, anyways, I'm not drilling over my own stuff. You can play the guitar too. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm not sure why this one only has E. The other guitars have a lot more options. But anyways, you can turn on the light on and off. Yeah, sweet up, Brooke. Wait, hold up. Once upon a time. Oh, this is in Russian. Oh, this is not. This is good. This is gonna be hard. Oh boy. Well, it's a book about sturgeon, as you can see the picture right there. You know, I totally would have read you this whole entire 2 pages worth, but I don't feel like getting a translator out on my phone and then reading from there. But yeah, you can read a nice book. My photo right there. Got a plant in the window. You got the lamp. Oh yeah. Okay, anyways. Wait, hold up. What is this? Hold up. What happens if I lift this? What do you mean you saying I'm not strong enough? Excuse me? How dare you? How dare you? How big is that dumbbell? Like 25 pounds? Oh, come on, mister. Grow some muscle. It's only 25 pounds. No, I'm curious. What does this do? Bro, there's no way that my energy. I'm not strong enough for this dumbbell. That is the most embarrassing thing in the world. Okay, while my energy is going to get back up to 100%. It's so weird. Okay, it's okay. It is slowly going up. I thought the energy was not going up for some reason. But where's the? Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh, oh, it did go on. Those are some poor lights. Oh my goodness. We need to put some new lights in this place. That is not bright enough. Yeah, that's not bright enough, man. Oh. I don't want to turn that. I hear it a little bit, but I'm afraid of copyright. I don't want to turn that up. But you can listen to the radio, man. And then the best for last. I don't want to get copywritten though. I don't want to. Okay, I'm not gonna do. I can't risk it. I can't risk it. But yeah, there's the TV there. You can watch it, but you can change channels as well. Well, you used to be able to. I'm not sure if you still can. I bet you can. Oh yeah, and you can light the fireplace. But unfortunately, you can't sit down. You can place your items on the wall. I've hung a few rods, some reels. Put that there. There's my HSV that I don't need anymore. But yeah, kind of cool. Now let's see. Hold up. Oh, come on, get energy up to 100%. I want to lift this dumbbell. Why is my energy in? Is it? You purposely do that? Okay, that's weird. I guess I can't lift. I'm too weak for that dumbbell apparently. But all right, that's the house. on to tip number 12. All right, tip number 12, and that's your skills. All right, so if you go to menu right here and go to skills right here, this is all your skill levels. Skills are very important. All right, so say you love spin fishing, right? And when you're a beginner, you always want to make sure you save all your skill points, because you'll get one free do-over, and after that it costs like 5 gold per one. So yeah, see 5 right here. It's very expensive. So you want to make sure you're investing in the right categories. All right. So say if you like fishing with the spoon a lot, it's worth putting 3 skill levels into spoon, because it says right here the technique of using spoons is increasing. The higher the technique, the greater the chance of catching a trophy. All right. So if you max this out, you're going to have the best odds of catching a trophy with the spoon. So you know what I'm saying here, right? So fishing with the casting rod, if you have a casting rod, the difference from a spinning rod and a casting rod is a spinning rod, you equip that with a spinning reel. A casting rod, you have to use conventional reels on it. All right. You can't use a spinning reel like an HSV on a casting rod. So if you like using casting rods, then you want to increase all of this, right? Because you're going to get plus 25% of distance and accuracy, and you get 15% of control of the fish. If you max it out, you get 21% and 35%. So it's you want all the strength that you want all the strength you can get when it comes to hauling in a fish, right? So if you got a big monster on there, you're gonna need everything you've got to bring that thing in. So that's your skills. So you can go through this yourself and just make sure you make wise decisions with your skill levels. All right. Level, I think 1 to 20, you get like 2 skill levels. Once you get to level 30, you get 3 skill levels. Once you get to level 40, you get 4 skill levels per level up. So you get more every 10 levels. Okay, so that's your skills. Now we are on to skill. When did I say skill? On to tip number 13. All right, this is the fast one, but on to skill number 13. Okay, a lot of you might have lag issues with the game. Even if you have a high-end, top-end PC, your lag still might be really bad, okay? So to fix this, always make sure to turn VSync off. You will thank me later for this, all right? If you have a lot of bad tearing issues on your PC, which I know a couple people that have that, so unfortunately they have to keep this on, but I'm 99% or 95% of you are like me and you don't have tears, so it doesn't matter. So always turn VSync off. Trust me, try it out. If you want to turn it back on, go for it. But your game will be a lot more smooth if you put VSync off. I hate VSync so much. It just lags everything. You could have a $20,000 or $30,000 PC setup. If you have VSync on, it's still gonna lag the game out. I hate VSync so much. I get why they have it. It's for tearing issues, but still, it's not worth it. If you're using beautiful, superior, or good graphics, you can turn this all the way down to fast or fastest. This will increase the frame rates if you don't have the toppest of the line computer or laptop. So yeah, but if you do have a high-end, keep it good, beautiful, whatever you want. But yeah, that's VSync. Make sure, turn that off, okay? On to, we have 21, all right? And we're getting there. So on to tip number 14. Okay, so tip number 14. If you're having issues trying to find what fish bites what lure or what spinner, come to the weeklies, all right? So if we come here, go to records and ratings, wherever you're from, or you just want to do in general, the worldwide, you can just do weekly, and this will tell you what lure the fish is biting on. So say you're going for asp, okay? Like, what are asp taking? Well, Soar River looks like they're all really going for the X Walker F105 right now, okay? Like, this is the preferred lure for this week. Each week or two, it changes up. So it's not always going to be like this forever, all right? The fish migrate. They change what they like, their preference. So, yeah, so right now it's X Walker at Soar River. If you're fishing for Atlantic football, I'm just kidding. If you're if you're fishing for bleak, well, bleaks always fly. So let's do a good one here. Give me a decent one, would you? No. No. Oh, Grayling's a good one. All right, so this week it looks like they're really liking the yellow spiker number 218. One big one bit the Hornet number 108, and another big one bit the hornet number 105. So it gives you a general idea on what lures and spinners or wobblers to use. All right, if you want to see what's on what people are catching on your region. All right, so for USA, you can check what the USA people are catching, right? So yeah, so this is really helpful, because if you're just trying to guess what lure a fish likes, oh man, you're gonna have a hell of a time. All right, so this will definitely help you to see what fish are biting on what. So that is skill number 14. On to, did I say skill? Why do I keep saying skill? On to on to tip number 15. Okay, tip number 15. Alcohol will give you more XP per fish. All right, so if you drink anything that's alcohol, or it's anything that has alcohol in it, you're gonna get a lot more. Well, I shouldn't say you get a lot more. You do get a semi amount more XP than you regularly would without alcohol. Alcohol does increase the XP of the fish. So you want to make sure you don't get drunk. Okay, you don't want to get drunk. Trust me, you don't want to do that. If you get drunk, you can have a hell of a time, and you might have to buy some medicine. Medicine's not cheap. You're gonna have to pay like 500 silver, or 300 to 500 silver for the medicine. All right. Yeah, don't try to be a tough guy or try to be a tough girl. All right, and try to drink all the booze you want, because you can't just chug more alcohol and get more XP. All right, that's not how it works. Well, it could be. I don't think so, but do not drink yourself until you're paralyzed. Okay, because you're gonna have to buy medicine. So just drink maybe 1 to 3 max. Maybe 5 even probably works, but don't go more than 5. All right, like I said, don't go ham and freaking get yourself drunk. All right, that's just, yeah, don't get yourself paralyzed. Okay, but you can start drinking away a little bit, and you'll get more XP per fish. I know some people out there that just absolutely annihilates his own guy and drinks like 20 moonshines and like okay, bud, okay. You have fun with that one. Anyways, we are on to tip number 16. You know what? I'm not going to keep cutting in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. I don't have to do this for this one. So we're going to keep it on this one right here. So this one's going to be boat ticket timer. Okay. I was going to go into a boat and show you, but I'm not going to do that. So if you use a ticket for a boat, all right, go to your ticket section and find out which ticket you're using currently. So say I'm using this one currently. If you press this right here, it will tell you how much longer your ticket, yeah, how much time you've left on your ticket. It's very helpful, because on the right hand side there'll be a white bar. Okay, a white bar. That bar indicates when it goes down how much time you have left, but that doesn't really tell you how much time. If you go over your boat ticket, under tickets, and in your inventory, you're gonna see it'll probably say under categories, I think it is, or state, and it'll tell you how much exact time you have left of your ticket. So that's very, very helpful. Also, too, the menu. This is tip number 17 now. I'm just gonna rush through it because I'm already probably at 30 minutes by now. So, say you got a fish on, right? Well, you probably don't know you got a fish on just yet, but if you have a rod in the water, right, and you want to know if you got a fish on or not, you're questioning it. Well, if you press this, if your menu starts glitching out right here, 99% chance you got a fish on. The game can lie to you sometimes when menu glitches and not have a fish on, but most of the time, if this starts glitching out, you got a fish on. Okay, that's a huge advantage. Because a lot of fish don't trigger your rod, your blinkers, your alarms, nothing. So one way, instead of picking your rod up, reeling it in, it'll glitch right here. So that's another one. So yeah, some rods have their own perks. This is tip number 18. Some rods have their own perks. And what I mean by this, so if we go to, say, the winter tail right here, this is what I got from a Christmas gift last December. Okay. You see bonuses? This rod especially gives plus 25% more XP. Okay? See if I have anything else. No, I don't think so. I have to go to the tackle store, right? Yeah. Okay, so if we head on over, I'm lost. If you head on over to the tackle store, I'll show you some rods that have different bonuses to them. All right? So right here, want to go to rods. Let's see here. This one gives 100% more XP. Let's see. This one doesn't. It's gonna find the ones that do. This one gives again 100% more XP. This one gives +1 to the using a rig with a fixed line ability, +1 to the using a slider rig ability, and it gives you 100% more XP. So that may be why the rod costs a little more than it's supposed to, because it may have a lot of bonuses on it. So it's very helpful to know this. You know, this will help you out a lot more. All right, there's a bunch of bonuses you can get for equipment. Okay. Oh yeah, so tip number 19, fish sell for more in different maps. So if you catch a perch at Winding Rivulet, it may go for maybe 2 silver. If you went to, say, Lower Tunguska River and caught the same size perch, that perch may be going for 6 silver, 5, 6 silver. So it's a good thing to know. I didn't learn this until until I was like level probably 28, 29. But yeah, so a fish will cost differently in different maps. You always got to remember this. All right, it's very good to know that as well. If you're brand new to the game, you want to make sure to do your cafe orders. All right. So your cafe is going to be right here. So if you caught any of these fish, they're going to give you more silver than what the fish market will give you, okay? So for 3 gibble, 189 gram gibble carps, you'll get 4.90 silver. If you sold 3 of these 189 gram gibble carps at the fish market, it'll probably give you like 2 silver, okay? So it does give you more at the cafe. It is good to target these fishes as well, so you can get all these cafe orders done and have a lot more silver to your name, okay? All right, so on to tip number 21, and I will cut this one out because I do want to shout someone out, and you'll see in just a second. All right, tip number 21, the final tip is Mdog. All right, so Mdog is the one that inspired me to start my YouTube up again. He's the one that got me to my level where I am today. It's all because of Mdog. He's probably the #1 most helpful YouTuber in this game. There's a lot of other helpful YouTubers, yes, a lot of them I know, but Mdog's the one that got me on my feet. He's the one that taught me everything about the game. It's all because of him is why I'm standing here right now. Well, I guess I'm sitting down, but you know what I mean? He's the reason why I'm here right now, okay? So I've watched every single one of his leveling guides, every single one, and probably 20 times over. And he's probably got over 500. I'm being sarcastic, but he has a lot of videos of leveling guides. He'll start from level 1 and he'll work his way up to like level 20-ish. Just enough levels to get you on your feet to know what you're doing, all right? He will teach you everything that you need to know at a low level, all right? And there's a lot of things that I didn't tell you today, like a lot of things that I've not told you today that you need to know about this game. Mdog will actually start from a fresh account, level 1, and he'll work his way up to level 20-ish, all right? So what you do is you follow exactly what he does. The spots he goes to, which it may change a little bit if you watch his older ones, but it still has the same aspect, same idea, all right? So copy his spots, copy his setup. He is amazing when it comes to leveling guides. I'm not, all right? He knows what he's talking about. I know somewhat, but he knows more. So if you want to know how to play the game, big shout out to Mdog Gaming. He will get you on your feet and he'll get you started, all right? Trust me, I would not be here today if it wasn't from Mdog. I promise you that. You know, he's my #1 inspiration. Thanks, Mdog. I appreciate you for what you did for me. So I want to make sure everyone else can also get to where I am today, using off your help. So thank you, Mdog. I do appreciate it. And that's going to end off today's episode of tips and tricks of Russian fishing for beginners. If you enjoyed, please remember, smash the thumbs up button, hit the bloody hell. Wait, actually, you know what? There's a new emotion for that now. Apparently the like button lights up. I've seen other people's videos do that, and the like button's lit up when you say the like button. So instead of smashing thumbs up, if you want to support the channel, members to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. Hopefully that worked. If not, I'm not sure how they do it, but it's kind of cool. Anyways, guys, I'll catch you all in the very next Russian Fishing 4 video. Take care, guys.